In the golden halls of Asgard, joy filled the air. The gods were celebrating the most beloved among them, Baldr, the god of light, purity, and beauty. His mere presence brought peace, and the world seemed to smile upon him. Yet Baldr was troubled by dark dreams, visions of his own death. Alarmed, his mother Frigg, goddess of love and marriage, swore to protect him. She traveled across the 9 realms, extracting oaths from all things, stones, metals, animals, diseases, even fire and water, that they would never harm Baldr. Only one small plant escaped her attention, the mistletoe, a tiny, seemingly harmless vine growing in the shadows. Once word spread that nothing could hurt Baldr, the gods made a game of it. They gathered in the great courtyard, laughing as they hurled spears, axes, and stones at him, all bouncing away harmlessly. It was a celebration of invincibility, but in the crowd stood Loki, the trickster. His mind turned not to laughter, but to opportunity. Why was Baldr so untouchable? Loki, curious and malicious in equal measure, disguised himself as an old woman and sought out Frigg. With careful words, he coaxed her into revealing the secret, the mistletoe's immunity from her oath. Loki's smile was thin as a blade. That night, Loki shaped a slender dart from mistletoe, its pale wood almost glowing. The next day, as the gods played their game again, Loki approached Hodur, Baldr's blind twin brother who stood apart, unable to join in. Why not honor your brother as the others do? Loki offered the dart and guided Hodur's aim. The weapon flew, swift, silent, and pierced Baldr's chest. There was no clang, no magical deflection, only the sound of a god falling. Silence crashed over Asgard. Baldr's lifeless body lay among the weapons that had never harmed him. Shock turned to chaos. The gods gathered around Baldr, their hands trembling as they tried to call him back, but no magic could undo the wound. Odin's one good eye burned with fury, for he saw not just a death, but a prophecy fulfilled. The death of Baldr had been foretold as the first sign of Ragnarok, the twilight of the gods. In that moment, joy left Asgard, replaced by a shadow none could dispel. Grief consumed the gods. Odin, All-Father and Baldr's father, knew this was no accident. He sent Hermodr on Sleipnir, the 8-legged horse, to plead with Hel, queen of the underworld, for Baldr's return. Hel agreed on one condition: every being in existence must weep for Baldr. Messengers were sent across all realms, and indeed, every creature shed tears, save for one, a giantess named Thok. Some say she was Loki in disguise. Her refusal bound Baldr to the land of the dead. Some myths say that even the stones and trees wept, their surfaces damp with morning dew for 9 days straight. Seas churned, skies dimmed, and animals cried out in strange voices. But the cold, unyielding Thok did not bend. Her refusal was like a lock clicking shut on the gates of Hel's realm, sealing Baldr's fate for eternity. The gods captured Loki in vengeance. They bound him to jagged rocks with the entrails of his own son, and a serpent dripped venom toward his face. Loki's wife, Sigyn, stood beside him, catching the drops in a bowl. But whenever she turned to empty it, the venom burned Loki's skin, making him writhe so fiercely that earthquakes shook the earth. From that day, the gods lived under the weight of inevitable doom. Baldr's death had not just stolen their joy, it had set the clock ticking toward the final battle. The mistletoe became a warning. Sometimes the smallest, most overlooked thing holds the power to destroy. And Loki's trick? It remained the perfect example of how betrayal, once planted, grows like a seed that no one can uproot. If you want to follow the chain of events that leads from this moment to the end of the gods, subscribe. The next chapter in the saga drops tomorrow.